Hello, welcome back to the Microsoft Excel training. Today, we're going to be looking at the drop function. The drop function is a dynamic array or transformation function. The drop function removes a specified number of rows or columns from an array. You can use the drop function syntax by just simply using the equals drop and then the array. Select the array, then you pick your row and you pick your column, in which case any of these can be in positive or negative value. So the key features here is that it removes rows when a positive number is specified, removes column when a second argument is also provided. It can remove from the start or the end using the negative number. And then of course it's useful for cleaning and restructuring data. So if you're thinking of data cleaning to drop data to the drop function, it's a very good tool. Now let's go into the Excel function worksheet and see how this can be done. So in the Excel worksheet, we have this data that we can use for the drop function task. So we're going to see how we can drop data from here, and so we're going to pick equals drop, and then so what are we looking at? The array first. Pick the array, and that is the entire range of data that we want to work with. But whatever you select remains your array. So the data you're dropping will be determined by the selection you made. So I now have the number of rows. Rows, how many rows? So let's say I put 10 rows, and then let's say I have 2 columns. So let's see the result. So it drops 10 rows from the bottom. As you can see, 10 rows from the bottom. And of course, it drops 2 columns, because what we specified is drop 10 rows and then drop 2 columns. Let's say, and then if we look at the columns that it dropped column to the right, to the left. So when you put a positive value, it drops to the left and then also drops to the bottom for the rows. Drops the column to the left and it drops the rows to the bottom. So now let me use a negative value, and now let's say negative 10 and negative 2, and I hit the enter key. So you can see that I have 2 columns to the right has been dropped. So what we have is these 2 columns have been dropped, and then the 10 rows at the bottom 10 rows have also been dropped. So you can see the 10 rows to the bottom have been dropped. So instead of dropping from the top, it's dropping from the bottom. If you use a positive value, it's going to drop from the top, actually, not from the bottom. If you use a positive value to drop from the top, if you use positive value for the row, it's going to drop the row from the top, for the positive value. And then for the column, if you use positive value, it's going to drop from the left. But if you use negative value for the columns, it's going to drop the columns from the right, and negative value for the row is going to drop it from the bottom. So that's why we have this. So with this, we probably have been able to clean the section of the data that we want to remove out of the data. And then, of course, we can copy this and take it somewhere else and do the tasks that we want to do. All right, so that is the drop function. See you in another session, and bye for now.